That's the Cinema Night Podcast. Welcome in. I'm Michael Govier, it's Travis, and it's Eric. We're here, and we got a movie that we're going to focus on. It's called Lost Highway. It was Eric's selection, and we'll do that in a little bit. David Lynch directed film. I am here, and so are my pals. And we'll answer your email, cinemanightbot@gmail.com. Let us know what you're thinking if you've listened to past episodes. Travis, you and I did a duo last week on Hot Tub Time Machine, which we had a good time. I enjoyed that show. I think it was fun.
Great White Buffalo. That's right, we did.
Buffalo.
We had a good time talking about it and making a whole bunch of presumptions about how Eric felt about it based on one rather cryptic text. How you doing, Eric?
Good to have all three. What's the difference between presumption and assumption?
Presumption, that's a great question. I kind of use them interchangeably, but there is a line of difference between the two. I believe presumption involves
assume.
Yeah, I think presumption involves like there's less. I think it's based on less. I think assume but you know,
I never thought of this until I just asked you to put you on the spot. So,
I'm gonna have to
but yeah, Eric, you're here now. We talked about Hot Tub Time Machine. You feel that we may have wronged you in terms of your opinion of the film.
I sat there listening to that podcast for 15 minutes. My face was bright red while you two assholes talk about how I have no joy in my life. I hate all movies. Dislike comedies in general. I was laughing my ass off the entire time during my first viewing of Hot Tub Time Machine. I get it. I piss on any Judd Apatow piece of trash that's thrown out there, especially all the ones that we've done on the show, which have all sucked. And I see where you're coming from. He's not going to like this. It's 2010. He's going to be like, oh, dick jokes. Come on, grow up. No, man. It was hilarious. Loved it. John Cusack looked embarrassed the entire time. That's the only note I had. John Cusack looked embarrassed to be there. But as it turns out, it worked out, and it was funny. I wish he would have returned for the sequel. But listen, I bitch and I complain because I care. If I didn't care about the state of cinema, I wouldn't be bitching and complaining. But yeah,
fair enough.
I'm glad to be back, though.
That's putting it mildly.
I made an assumption, because now I looked it up. Assumption is based on feeling. Presumption is based on some data. We assumed things. Sorry about that.
You set us up, though, Eric, because you said you only had one note. And usually when you only have one note, that's like, fuck this shit. That's not unreasonable for me to assume that.
And the only other thing you said was that Cusack looked embarrassed to be there. So those weren't
Which is a great line.
I set you up. Yeah. There's been some incredible films where I just put the pen down and I'm like, I'm just going to enjoy this and not bother with any notes. I don't know, man. You guys missed the mark, but I'm glad you brought it. I really liked the film. It was funny.
That's awesome.
Okay, so it holds up.
Yeah.
Got 3 holds up. Last week's episode.
Very, very good. This week, we've been tabling this. We kind of previewed it on the last episode. We're going to talk about some of our best of 23. This is being recorded on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, fellas. And we're ready to, I think, confidently say what we enjoyed the most out of the year of 2023 in cinema. So, did we want to? I thought we would just share a few instead of. Do you have a top 5? Unless someone had like a top 3 or something like that, you can go in that order. But Travis, you're usually pretty anal about this stuff, so I thought maybe you did that.
Yeah, I have a whole list.
How many are on the list?
It's lengthy, but I don't have to spend that much time. Unlike Eric, I thought this was a pretty decent year for film. I will say, and I don't want to assume anything, but there is a lot of movies that I have not been able to see, and I assume that you guys have not been able to see either. I really want to see Dream Scenario, Butcher's Crossing, Memory, Godzilla -1, American Fiction. There's a lot of really great movies. Poor Things.
Really want to see American Fiction. Haven't been able to see it.
Yeah, Zone of Interest, The Boy and the Heron. These are all like available if you want to spend $20 or do it illegally. Otherwise, we got to wait. So, for future listeners, be aware that we haven't heard or haven't seen any of those movies.
Okay. Well, throw some at us. Right, give us some of them. Let's go.
I got some best docs. Little Richard, I Am Everything, the Rock Hudson doc, All That Heaven Allowed. And then the best doc of the year, I would give The Still, the Michael J. Fox story. Was really good on Apple. I definitely recommend that. And as far as kind of genre films, I love Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It moved me.
Still haven't seen it.
It's good. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem surprised me. And I know, Eric, you didn't care for Elemental, but I thought that was pretty great. And then as far as the dramas go, I really like May December. It has stuck with me. I'm disappointed that that there weren't nominations for both Julianne Moore Well, actually, she may have been nominated. I can't remember. I don't think so. But I definitely think that Natalie Portman should have been nominated for Best Actress for it. It should have been nominated for Best Screenplay. It's really stuck with me. I believe the film Naiad should be on the list of anyone's best of the year.
Swimming.
I watched that. That was one of the films I watched this week. And man, I had low. I mean, I didn't have low expectations because, you got Annette Bening and Jodie Foster in Academy Award nominated performances. They're some of the best actors of their generation. So I knew it was going to be okay. I did not expect myself to be just pouring tears of joy, I guess, and like emotion by the end of it. Like I've not cried so hard at a movie in a long time. And I knew how it ended, and I don't give a fuck about sports, but like I was talking about Society of the Snow last week. I just love the human stories that can be told sometimes through cinema. Just the incredible things that the human body can do that mine doesn't do. But Naiad did, and
not yet.
Definitely a great movie. Also, Past Lives, really awesome. Maestro, I don't know why it's not getting more praise. I really do think there's some great stuff in there.
Okay, you brought up a movie, so I'm going to jump in here. So Maestro, I've seen. Eric, have you seen Maestro?
So like 10 minutes, and I was like, I can't do this right now.
Okay, well, I'll try not to spoil it for you, but it's about Leonard Bernstein. Leonard Bernstein! Everyone's got to do that. And I was really engaged in the film, Travis. I really found it to be interesting. I don't give a fuck about anybody's Jew-nose talk. I'm a Jew if you need fucking credentials. I didn't focus on that shit, okay? I'm here to see Juno's the performance. Talk? Yeah, all the shit about, you've heard that. Yeah. But like, in the end, Carey Mulligan wasn't talked about enough at all. All I heard about was his goddamn nose, but Carey Mulligan gives an incredible performance in this film.
For Best Supporting Actress for it, isn't she?
Yeah. And deservedly so. She's outstanding in this film. And it's a very powerful film about relationships that I wasn't expecting. And I didn't know a lot about Bernstein either. And I will also say, I really liked the old man makeup. I don't know about the nose, but wasn't it great?
Yeah.
Like the opening shot of that film, it's like, whoa, that is really well done.
And I don't want to spoil anything either, but there is one moment where it shows him actually composing, and he's in a church. You know what scene I'm talking about? That is one of the most moving scenes in film I can think of in the past few years, and it's just him composing.
Yes,
I mean, I think this movie's getting undersung, heavily undersung.
I would agree. I really enjoyed it, and I would recommend it for a host of reasons. Just really interesting, intricacies, insidious presumptions, idiosyncrasies, stocks, Dow Jones. No, I really thought Maestro was great, and it's not just Bradley Cooper, but he did a really good job
all around, directing, everything.
Yes.
Society of the Snow, I sang its praises last week, and rightly so. Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, Eric,
it's gotta be in the conversation, even if it's way too fucking long. And then lastly, to me, there's a very obvious best film of the year, which is Oppenheimer.
Oh,
wrong.
Have you seen it?
Yes,
no.
I have seen it.
And you don't to me, it's obviously the best film of the year.
Oh, I didn't think you guys had seen it either.
I finally watched Oppenheimer for this segment. Yeah,
I saw it in theaters with Christian. I talked about it when I saw it.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. I had delayed, Eric. I delayed, and I finally was like, shit, if we're going to talk about Best of 23, I finally got to watch this fucking movie. Did not see it on a big screen, which I may regret forever. Just saw it on a 45-inch screen.
Not one of the year's best for you. I think it's not just one of the year's best. I think it's Nolan's best.
Wow!
Wow.
That's what I think.
It's okay. I didn't say I didn't like it. I mean, first off, Oppenheimer's a solid film. It's a solid movie, but boy, I gotta watch it again because there's no way you can watch this movie one time. Not because it's that good or that bad, or really, there's just so many fucking people in this movie and so much going on. And the way that Nolan decided to tell the story, which, he just never will do straight linear. That's not his thing.
Yeah.
And I don't need it to be straight linear. I love us doing different things and being open to change in terms of how stories are being told, especially in mainstream filmmaking. it was some incredible moments, so much to take in that I recommend it has to be watched at least 3 times. But it's definitely a good film. Nolan's best. That I will have to stew on that for a while, Travis. That's a hell of a claim. Not an unfair claim, but it's a hell of a claim.
I mean, I would say this and maybe Dunkirk is my opinion. Although Dark Knight, who am I kidding? I love Dark Knight. But yeah, those are my, I think, his best 3 right there.
Okay, very good. Eric, what would you like to share with us this year? I know the movie year was hell on earth, but anything good?
You know, when I sat down and looked at the year in review, I did come up with 3 movies that I liked. One that I loved. I'm very happy to say it because I thought I was going to come into this conversation like, this is all trash. What's going on with this year? Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, I'm going to catch a lot of shit, but anyone who doesn't agree with me can simply respectfully disagree, and we'll leave it at that. I love The Dial of Destiny. I loved Indiana Jones 5 for what it was.
God. I haven't seen it
too.
For what it was. It's an
loved it
action movie starring an 80-year-old man, and it works. You never see an action movie starring an old man. Just a character story about an old man doing what he can do physically. I mean, like, you can't get pissed because he's not like jumping from horse to horse. He's an old man, and what he does in this story was interesting and, in my opinion, really cool. I got no problems with the film. I love it. I'm going to leave it at that.
What more horse?
Super Mario Brothers movie, I think was fucking amazing.
I loved it.
Unironically, I loved it. I've since seen it like 25 million times.
I loved it, dude.
It was just so much fun. It was just so much fun.
That's fun.
Period. Number 1 for me was Talk to Me. It's the best horror movie I've seen since It Follows. It's fucking unbelievable. Saw it 3 times.
Still need to watch that one.
Yeah, so good.
Obviously, I'll never comment on that film.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah, that's about it. And Still, I did watch Still last week when I was sick. Fucking loved it. Like, I read his book and all that was in the book, and then I watched his like show, like his series, and all that was in that. Oh. So I was kind of like, I already told this story, Mike, but it was still really, really well told.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I have not seen that. I definitely should see it. I got no excuse. Also, Eric, you said it kind of was a shit year. You found some movies you liked, but
yes,
we did have a strike too. The strike, it delayed the year 5 months. It was not cool, but we finished strong in a way. I feel like we finished strong, and Oppenheimer still was able to get out there, which is classic. Unless I'm misunderstanding this, so the holdovers, are we calling that 2023?
Yeah, it's 2023.
But it didn't make your best.
I kind of meant to throw it on there, but sort of forgot about it.
Okay, that's fine.
I think it should be in the conversation. Yeah.
Well, it was the first one I watched for all these movies I wanted to watch, and I fucking loved it. I love Alexander Payne.
Good.
It's such a great film, man.
Yeah,
and Giamatti in the zone. Like, yes, it's fair to make sideways comparisons because just Giamatti in terms of at his best is what I mean when I say that. Not the movie itself. It's not about wine, but Giamatti at his best. Really well done. And this dude, this kid who came on the scene, this young guy, he had presence. And he was funny, and life, it wasn't just typical. It wasn't so simple. You got these kids who got to be taken care of. Like, Eric, did you see The Holdovers?
Yeah, I watched it a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so all 3 of us have seen it. Great. Okay, cool. So spoilers for a minute if you haven't seen it. Not too much, but saying it now to you people because we respect our listeners and viewers. But the fact that the kids all take off and go to the mountain, like, that never happens. Like, it would have been the routine play here would have been everybody stays for the whole trip, and these youngest kids have to learn from the somewhat older kids. But no, they're like, everyone's out of here. It's just going to be these couple of people remaining, and I love that. I don't know. I really like that about the script and the story.
And that kid whose name escapes all of us, but
that kid,
that big, like, really reminded me of a young Bradley Dourif.
Oh wow, that's high praise.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't care for it, man. I didn't care for it. I wanted to so bad. Like, it seemed like such a true to form. I don't know what it was. I was trying to pin it down. Like, maybe it's like you, Travis. Like, the next day I completely just forgot about it. But as I sat down there, I'm like, man, what was the problem with this story? It was just kind of like, I don't know. I didn't dislike it. It just seemed like a series of like misadventures that weren't that interesting. I don't know how else to put it. And like Paul Giamatti, like I love him, but like I didn't like his
face.
character. And you're right, it kind of reminded me of Wonder Boys, Travis. But like I love Grady, or at least I mean, I don't have to understand him or like him per se, but like I have to be entertained by him and feel for him and understand. I just thought this guy was like a dick and like a gross prick almost the entire film. Like,
I teach teenagers. I sympathize too much with them, I guess.
He was a prick.
Don't know, man.
The Angus character, Angus Tully, is the younger kid played by Dominic Sessa.
No, I like the kid. I didn't care for Paul Giamatti's character. I was just like, he's a cantankerous prick.
He
like,
is a cantankerous fuck. He is. I didn't like the character so much as I... Yeah, he's a miserable prick. And it didn't go straight like, hey, miserable prick makes good, or like miserable prick sees the error of his ways and now he's a happy-go-lucky guy. I know it kind of goes that way, but it's earned. I like the script because I thought it was earned.
Respectfully disagree, I guess.
Yeah, and what's her Divine Joy? She was great. Divine Joy Randolph. So
career. One of the big performances of her career, obviously.
Yeah, I liked how they had that part of it too, Eric. That you know, all the other rich white kids get to live the dream, but the young black kid who was fortunate enough to even go because his mother worked there, he dies in Vietnam. Like, that is very honest to me. I didn't think that was poor storytelling at all. I felt for her. It was brutal for her, and it was intense.
And then they're just like, oh, she stopped drinking. Everything's good now. I thought they kind of built up a strong character, and then we're just like, let's have her quit drinking. Everything's fine now. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Underwritten.
Okay.
All right.
You know, there's no Jim Taylor anymore, so some people say Alexander Payne's not been the same since he lost Jim Taylor, or why. I don't know why they don't work together. Did Jim Taylor die? Because if I don't know that, then I'm an asshole. But I don't know. Anyway, that was his writing partner for a long time. So. Yeah. Okay. I loved The Killer. I loved it.
Oh, really?
I was engrossed in it. And I watched it again. I know. I was expecting to be disappointed because what Eric said about it.
I thought you'd be bored.
I really wasn't. I found it to be highly intriguing and entertaining, and really the most grounded. You know, he's a killer. I've seen in a while. I didn't think it was trite or typical. I thought they really tried to make an honest script of a real guy who existed in a world that could exist, and I didn't find it to be false. I really loved it. I did.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, and you know, obviously, Asteroid City, best film of the year.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a funny joke. And Killers of the Flower Moon, obviously, we know. Yeah, Eric, so did you finish it, or did you just make fun of his jaw, Leonardo DiCaprio's jaw? We have some great jokes in the text thread, guys, so they don't get to see this. Travis jokes. And Eric were on fire about jaw.
Yeah, a lot of jaw humor.
Jaw acting.
Yeah.
Jacting.
Jacting! That's right.
A lot of jacting. I watched like 2 hours. I fell asleep not because I was bored, but because like I started like an idiot. Like you start a 3.5 hour movie at like 10 o'clock at night. Mistake. And like I didn't bother to go back. I didn't bother to go back. So whatever that tells you.
Yeah.
Like my main problem with the film, not to stomp over your best of, Michael, was just is only because we're on the topic. Is like I'm sitting there wondering why they went with this as the main character, the narrative to tell. He's like so uninteresting. Why did they decide to tell it from his point of view? He's the most dull character I've ever seen in a film.
As I understand it, Scorsese felt like he was making a movie about the horrible things that white people had done because white people need to see it. And if it was going to be from the perspective of a native person, it needed to be made by native filmmakers.
Ooh. Okay. I think
that makes sense. Yeah,
I think it does too.
Again, no spoilers, but as the onion gets peeled of his character and we learn the depths of his depravity, you know, it's not. I don't think we're supposed to love this character.
Fucking hate him. I hate that fucking guy. Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Killers of the Flower Moon is easily hateable, but also gets too many opportunities. It really would piss you off, because it pissed me off that he keeps still getting over on people despite being so stupid and clumsy with his mistakes.
I think that's it. That's it. It seems like the same scene kept happening over and over again. Fucks up, does something dumb. Then De Niro's like, hey, man, we got to work with these people. You know, you do the right. Then it just keeps happening over and over again. And De Niro, I mean, he was good in it, but like from the second he appeared on screen, like I knew everything I needed to know about him as a character. That's for me, that's kind of how De Niro was playing. If you had somebody a little bit more, somebody more like Tommy Lee Jones or someone where you can't really get a hold on what's behind what's behind him, De Niro just seemed a little too obvious for me. And this character, DiCaprio, really? I'm sorry. My point is, like, in the book and in the original screenplay, it takes place through the Jesse Plemons character, which makes sense. Go investigate it, and let's have a good crime investigation film. And DiCaprio was like, no, I don't want to play that role. I'd rather play the husband, thinking that he's more interesting and complex, where he's just boring.
Wow, you don't think that De Niro properly, or not properly, but excellently expressed a person who is an insidious fuck, but on the surface will never let that facade drop at any time? I thought he portrayed that quite well.
But he's done that like 20 times. I guess it was just a little uninteresting for me, performance-wise.
I don't think he did it like that, like this, for me.
Yeah, to me it seemed like a different take from De Niro, but okay.
Well, we're different people on the show.
I guess I'll finish it up, but I don't know. When you guys were saying before you wanted to give spoilers that you had this big main problem with the film, and I was interested what you were talking about.
You just hit it. You hit it. You hit it. That hour 20 till 2:15 of the movie. You're right. We're just like, it's just unraveling, but it's not unraveling in an entertaining way. I mean, everything looks incredible. Yeah. Eric, right? Everything looks incredible. But yes, you're right. It's like, okay, how much longer do I have to wait for some type of other actor or event to step in here to change this direction at all? Or is that the point of the film, to just like bop you over the head with the continued depravity of the white man?
I think that's the point.
Much. And that Robbie Robertson score was fucking droning and boring. Same three notes like for 2 straight hours.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
You're really off the fucking.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
No, I cannot agree with that. I'm very much pulling for Robbie Robertson to win posthumously his Oscar.
Posthumous.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shit. There you go. And then just to close it out, I don't know what happened here, Travis. So, Into the Spider-Verse? Across the Spider-Verse? The new Spider-Verse from this past year?
Yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse.
I think it's Across, yeah. Into is the first one, Across is the second one.
So I turned it on and I was like, this fucking sucks. I was like, this is, I don't know why. I really liked the first one. I was on board.
Incredible. Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know. It's something about the storytelling or the way it was all presented, and it looked incredible in many ways. But I was just like, what the hell's going on here? Do I have to be 8 years old or like 12 years old? I rarely have I ever felt like maybe I was too old to like get the pacing and the ADD nature of it all. But I came back to it the next day, and then like I couldn't stop watching it. So I don't know what was going on. Maybe I was having a day. I really liked it. I liked it a lot, and I'm not always that guy who likes that type of thing. Animated.
It's about the ending, but other than that, I liked it.
But we're getting the follow up in the summer.
Is it that soon? I was under the impression it was further out, but okay, good.
Oh, really? I was obsessed with looking this up afterwards.
And if you looked it up recently, then I believe you. I'm just saying
summer 2024, but maybe we're wrong. So
I hope so. Because quite a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I mean, it was entertaining to watch. So it's funny how you could dive into something, it's not cool, and then all of a sudden it is cool. So recommended that. And then 2 favorites of mine personally: a movie called Flora and Son, which is about. It's from the guy who did Once, the Irish.
Oh, no shit.
Oh yeah, I knew I'd heard of it.
Wow.
Yeah, I really love this movie. It's about music.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, right?
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is a supporting actor in this, and the main role is this woman who's just lights up the screen, and it's sardonic, it's cynical, but it's also got a massive heart. But it's about music and where we are today. Music. It's also about parenting. Flora and Son. One of my personal favorites of 2023. Strong recommend on that movie. And then one other one I liked that I didn't really hear anybody else talk about was The Burial with Tommy Lee Jones and Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
What?
Did you see it?
It was laughable.
What? It was laughable?
It was so cheesy.
Yeah, maybe it was, but
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, clearly you respect his opinion.
There's Alan Ruck's in there being an idiot Southern white guy, and that's funny to see.
Oh, man.
And you're right. It's not a great movie. I'm not saying like this.
No,
I'm
I'm not right. Best, if you liked it, you liked it.
I liked it. It's also based on a true story about that guy who played the dick, by the way, like the asshole Canadian magnate of the funeral home business. That guy he reminds me a lot of DiBiase, my former stepdad, and like that old white guy puffing, sucking down Winston's, like freaking out on you. It's really scary. That guy scares the shit out of me. I don't know what that guy's name is, but he was also in Black Hat, so it's that guy. Yeah. But yeah, so there you go. I like Burial. It's an interesting film. So I admit though it touched maybe on like the history teacher person in me because it was based on true events. So okay, there you go.
Inspired by.
That's it. Our best of 23.
We did
Oppenheimer, the best Nolan film ever.
In my opinion.
Wow.
Man, that is. I'm gonna think about that for a while, Travis. You really got me.
I think it's his most mature film. You know, it's like that and Dunkirk.
Love Dunkirk.
Yeah. And
I thought this was way more entertaining than Dunkirk.
Yes, I agree. Better than Dunkirk.
Oh yeah. Easy.
Quarantine viewing picks. Quickly.
Let's do it.
Oh, quarantine viewing picks. Yeah, right. Of course. By the way, the guy's Irish director is John Carney. That's his name, and he was Eve Hewson. Eve Hewson is a star of that film, Flora and Son, and she is great. I really like her.
Nice. Yeah. So I already talked about some of what I watched, like Naiad. I also checked out this movie. I cannot believe that people like Anatomy of a Fall. Fucking hated it so much.
No way. I'm excited.
I spent like for days, I guess even till now, like it would just pop into my mind. I'd be like, fucking, I spent $6 to rent that thing. I've watched it all the way to the fucking end. I mean, you want to talk about bloated fucking movies, man. Chop 45 minutes off this thing and you got yourself something to work with. But I was bored to tears. By the second half of it, I'm checking. I'm like, well, surely 20 minutes have gone by. And I'll hit pause. How long? It's only been 5 minutes. Oh my god, paint drying. And I have some people whose opinions I really respect who love this movie. And I'm like, what did I watch what did I not see? Good acting, really good acting, absolutely. But a pretty cliched plot. And just drawn the fuck out, man. Just so dull. On the other hand, I did watch the documentary The Greatest Night in Pop, which is all about the recording of We Are the World.
Oh, man.
Dude, for context, Lionel Richie wrote that song with Michael Jackson, hosted the AMAs that night, and then after the AMAs, they all went together and recorded the video and the song at the same time. Fucking chaos. It makes for a pretty fun documentary. Definitely check that out.
I definitely got to watch that. That's just even if it's not good, I'll suck it up.
It's worth checking out. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but it's interesting.
Can't wait.
Eric?
Oh, that was short.
Well, we already did 2023. I think he was being brev for the like.
I didn't watch that much either.
Yeah, you know what? So just a few that I haven't mentioned already, the newer ones. I went back and watched The Dead Zone from '83, David Cronenberg, Chris Walken. It's been like 25 years since I watched. I remember not liking it when I was a kid. And I turned it on Tubi. It's fucking awesome. It's so good. And it reminded me about how much I love Christopher Walken when he's not like parodying himself. He's such a fantastic fucking actor, but he rarely gets roles where he's not just being a clown or being Christopher Walken, quote unquote. He's fucking so good in this movie. Yeah, right around there. When he started slicking back his hair, then he's just played the same role like 8 times in a row in the 90s. And it started to get weird. Man, go back, because it's fucking amazing. And then our friend of the show, Christian, sent me down a rabbit hole of Rescue 911 episodes on YouTube.
Oh, no.
He's a fucking hilarious.
Bill Shatner?
The stunts on this show would make Tom Cruise blush. It's just a fucking dumb show about real 911 calls, but since it's the early 90s, they have to have real like stunts. And like, this is bonkers because this show and Unsolved Mysteries would both have the real participants like act in the dramatizations, and they're putting their lives at risk. We got like dudes like falling off horses, like jumping off trains, and like they're the real people that did it.
What?
It's so ridiculous and a lot of fun. Oh man. And then finally, I can't believe I'm saying this, man. Maybe I am getting up there and old, and I'm schmaltzy, and I can't believe I've been trashing this movie based solely on the trailer and how dumb the title is my whole entire life.
That doesn't sound like you at all.
I like to do that too.
Until I watched it on Disney Plus. Mr. Holland's Opus? You ever seen this movie?
Never seen it. Never
I've
seen
been
it.
wanting to bring that to the show for a long time.
It's fucking awesome.
I don't need to do now. Man, that's so funny, but that's been on my short list for a long time. That's so funny.
I loved it.
Cole. Yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen it, man.
Yeah. I just don't. You got to see it. You got to see it.
Is that before or after
so good.
Krippendorf's Tribe?
That was before. Definitely before.
He bounced back in a big way from totem pole face.
Totem pole face.
Career-ending performance.
What a performance! What a great film. Loved it.
Cool.
I gotta watch that. I never did not want to watch it. I just kind of wasn't there.
I never wanted to watch it. I'm like, saw the preview. I'm like, we're doing this Cradle to Grave cheesy music teacher. Then I watched it and I was crying and I loved it.
I saw it in theaters. This is when I saw it a few times back in the day. I guess glad it holds up.
Except spoiler alert, his actual opus is terrible, but the rest of the movie is great.
Oh man. I'll just take this opportunity for core TV picks on my end to say honorable mention incomplete. I didn't get to watch How to Blow Up a Pipeline. Wanted to watch that.
Shit.
I want to watch Cassandro. I haven't been able to watch that. They Clone Tyrone. Have not seen that. Golda. Apparently there was a Golda in my ear. Helen Mirren as Golda.
Yeah.
It looks like it got totally shit on, but I still want to watch it.
That's it. Did.
Beau is Afraid. I didn't get a chance to watch that. I'd like to see that
Good
with
luck.
Joaquin.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I told you
hated
guys I made it 2 hours into the 3-hour film and turned it off.
It's a 3-hour film. Shit. Okay.
3-hour motherfucker, and it is
Damn it.
a chore.
And you love Naiad. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I really want to watch it, but I have not
Definitely.
had a chance.
Definitely check out Naiad.
Okay. All right. Good times. Noodle Salad here. Cinema9pod@gmail.com. 5-star reviews. Subscribe. Blah, blah, blah. We're here, there, and everywhere talking film. We got a bunch of episodes. This is episode 183, so check out all the back catalog. Send us an email. And today it's time to get into, finally, a David Lynch film. Our very first David Lynch film, I believe, selected by the Lynch. I would say if anybody was the biggest Lynch of the three of us, I would say it would be Eric, but I could be disrespecting Travis. I don't
You
mean
are not.
to.
I would agree
Okay.
with you.
All right. So, Lost Highway. Eric, why'd you pick Lost Highway? Do you remember watching it?
No. Remember the preview and Robert Blake's creepy face? And I remember really wanting to see it really bad, but then like I just forgot about it. And it kept creeping up. I kept thinking about it lately. And I'm like, you know what? God damn it. We haven't done David Lynch, and I've never seen this movie.
Oh, you've never
and there's
seen it.
got to be a lot to talk about. So I decided to bring it to the program.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, you're getting radical these days. I love it.
Yeah,
I do appreciate
funny.
your vibe. What about you, Eric? Eric Travis, did you
I'm
watch
Travis.
Lost Highway back in the 90s?
Yeah, when it came out, I rented it because, I liked Dune and Blue Valentine. So I saw it when it came
Blue
out.
Velvet.
Blue
Yes,
Velvet.
sorry, Blue Velvet.
I like Blue Valentine, too.
I like Blue Valentine significantly
Love
more, actually.
Yeah.
But, yeah, sorry, Blue Velvet. And so I started this movie and I turned it off. Which, back in 97, for me to turn off a movie,
Oh,
extremely rare. I think this is the only movie on the show that we've done that I originally turned off besides Fast and the Furious.
David Lynch, I know who he is. I respect him. I definitely never saw this movie before. I've probably only seen 3 Lynch movies: Mulholland Drive, Blue Velvet.
Straight
I
story.
saw Twin Peaks, the show, but I don't know if that counts. I mean, he did do
Sure.
that, so
He did the movie too, if you watch that.
Oh. Well, he's
Elephant
David
Man?
Lynch. Eraserhead? Nope. Didn't see that one either. But I'm aware of them. I think Eraserhead is one of our friend of the show, Chad's personal favorites. Is that true?
Yeah. I think it's one of his top 5 favorite movies. You didn't see The Elephant Man?
I never did. I want to.
Oh, man.
I haven't found a copy of it or like been exposed to it, but I would. That's John Hurt, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I'd love to see The Elephant Man. So this is Lynch, and it's got Robert Blake, who is a real murderer.
Actual murderer.
Actual murderer Bob Blake.
Okay, let's just say it. So he does this movie in '97. He's Robert Blake from Beretta. That's pretty much what most people know him as.
Yeah.
And now, in our era, post 2005, he's Robert Blake the murderer. And the fact that he plays this role, he's this guy in particular in this film, and you know he killed someone, like he's been found guilty in a court of law. That's...
Whoa, back up. He was acquitted, but he was found guilty in a civil case for being responsible.
Oh, so he never went to criminal prison.
No, he was acquitted of the murder, but he had like
Key point.
20 people on as eyewitnesses saying that he tried to hire them to kill her, and somehow, money talks.
Okay, my apologies. Wow, Robert Blake.
He's
OJ
dead
was
now.
way
So
out
we
of
can,
that one.
yeah.
Poor Robert Blake. Should we feel bad for him?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Burn in
just
hell,
checking.
Robert Blake.
All right. But yeah, I mean, Patricia Arquette, who is quite nude in this film, and I had no idea. I didn't think that she ever got nude on film, and that's something I admit I'm into. Yeah, I am into that stuff because I'm a man and I've got loins. But wow, yeah. We're talking loins here.
Ew.
But and you got
Say
Bill
that word.
Pullman and you got all kinds of assholes in this movie just jumping in, and it's a big cast. David Bowie is doing the intro, so yeah, this has a lot of clout in terms of name recognition. So as far as the rating for IMDb, folks, how do you last week Travis nailed Hot Tub Time Machine on the nose, Eric. So what do you think of this time?
Yeah, I didn't check either. I mean, this guy's got his fan base. I'm going to say 7-1.
I'm going to say 6-3.
Yeah, the fan base. So yeah, I'll say a 6-7. That's what I'm going to go with. Ooh, 7.6. Whoops a daisy.
Wow.
Maybe we're giving our hand away, or
That's very high.
that is
Big score.
It's a much loved film, much respected film. I've heard a lot of people say nice things about it over the years.
Okay.
That's not you.
Well, I mean, I turned it off, so I didn't have anything to say.
That's correct. You did.
Okay, so I do I remembered why I turned it off when I started it the other night, and
Too much nudity?
no, I didn't get to. I mean, I don't know that I got even to where Fred, Bill Pullman's character actually kills Renee, the first dark-haired version of Patricia Arquette. I think that I turned it off before even that, because every time someone speaks, there's an incredible long pause between it, and I wrote down room tone the movie, which it is for the first half hour until it becomes Patricia Arquette fucks everybody the movie.
I know, right? Like, people talk about Basic Instinct, but how many separate scenes did they film of her fucking in this movie?
I mean, there's 4 main male characters. She fucks all 4 of them. And most of them
Robert
more than
Loggia
once.
too. Oh.
Most of them more than once.
Oh, Robert
And
Loggia.
then you got Marilyn Manson thrown in the mix too. Don't forget him. I forgot. Like, that's not a distracting call. No, you're not going to distract me with Richard Pryor. Just throw him in for no fucking reason. You're going to distract me with Marilyn Manson. Suck me right out of the movie.
Room tone the movie. I wrote down something about that Lynch is obsessed with sultry. Like, that's what I get from the pauses and like the women and the scenery and the mood. It's always like that. Everything's gotta be so fucking sultry.
I could just imagine Lynch off screen being like, no. Pause longer. Wait longer.
I will say, yeah, okay. All right, that's fair. So on Rotten Tomatoes, the critics, it passes, but they're not thrilled. 68% from the critics and an 87% from the audience. They love it. That's a high score.
Yeah, it is.
As far as the critical review for this 1997 film, we had Goody Coons last week. That was fun.
Goody
Getting
Coons.
in on Hot Tub Time Machine. Goody Coons.
Kirk
Let's
Honeycutt?
see. Kirk Honeycutt. It's been a while since we've heard from Honeycutt, actually, Eric. Let's go with Owen Gleiberman from Entertainment Weekly, who said, he said nothing. He just gave it a red tomato. Sorry, that was a failed setup. How about Judith Edgerton from the Courier Journal, which is in Louisville, Kentucky? Director David Lynch, the master of creepiness, is back with a femme fatale, of course, you got to use that phrase,
Of course.
film that's sinister, disquieting, and deliberately obscure. Cool.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times. Lynch knows how to put effective images on the screen and how to use a soundtrack to create mood. But at the end of the film, our hand closes on empty air. Did not like it. Not a fan. I was hoping for some Destin Thompson, but we don't have a lot of reviews for this one. We got Mike Clark from USA Today, who once upon a time said, visually arresting, the movie does keep you going until the finale confirms suspicions that Lynch has painted himself into a corner. It's funny. Good job, Mike Clark. Yeah. Sigh. Sigh the movie. I know. I wrote down right away, what's this intro in exclamation and question marks? I was like, what's this? It was, I don't know, it was bizarre.
Not Bowie's best era, let's be honest.
No.
The late 90s was not his time.
Irritating thumping.
Way too much techno influence happening for him. It's one of the worst songs I've ever heard him do.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, soundtrack wise, there's a lot of bands I like on this. The Pumpkins, Trent Reznor's got a hand in it, Bowie, but all the songs are like so 90s, like dumb electro.
Except the big standout to me, Lou Reed's cover of
Fucking awesome. Magic Moment.
This Magic Moment is
amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah, I listened to it a few times since. Just
oh my god,
fucking great.
that's not where I was going. I liked whatever that song was that came on in the motel scene the first time. It was very intense. And yeah, it was a little bit 90s, but I liked it. Was that Rammstein? We got Rammstein in this?
Yeah,
yes, that was Rammstein. Yeah, I thought you were going to talk about the really awesome strobe sax solo from Fred.
It's so funny.
Terror sax.
It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a film. It was so hilarious.
Supposed to take it seriously.
Bill fucking Pullman of all people.
Played it himself? Is he just learning?
I know.
He doesn't make it jazz.
Yeah, these people are talented. They're not just doing dumb shit.
Right.
What the Bill Pullman is. I'm so glad you brought that up. If I had forgotten that, I would have been so upset. Fucking silly strobe sax. That's what I wrote down. And Bill Pullman is, to me, although I don't love David Lynch, he's just not. I know that Kyle MacLachlan, I could see this like, oh, Kyle MacLachlan's kind of like Bill Pullman in terms of facial structure, or like being like a kind of a plain guy in a way, but I don't think Bill Pullman fits in the Lynch aesthetic at all. I don't know why, but I just don't.
Yeah, well, Lynch chose him because he wanted the most average white bread vanilla person to portray the Fred character. And I mean, I love Bill Pullman. I think he has charisma in a certain in romantic comedy. But in most movies, I like him. But yeah, he's I don't know. He's just a face in this.
He doesn't
just a
brood
face.
well. He's never brooded well. He's best when he's being like romantic or funny, or even dramatic.
Sly.
But when he's brooding, it's not convincing.
That's a
That's
great
a
point,
first scene.
Travis.
The first scene is him brooding with a cigarette, and I'm not buying it.
Immediately not buying it.
Nope. I agree.
That first hour is just. I like the first hour personally because I think it does establish a sense of like marital paranoia quite well. I think those long pauses are the pauses between days and weeks and months in a relationship where you're suspicious of the other person. I think there's a foreboding sense there that's purposeful and it works for me. But yeah, Bill, I could have used somebody else for sure.
How about Balthazar Getty?
Yay! That's even worse. That's even worse.
Remember him? Remember him? He was
Balthazar Getty. Remember this face? Remember this name? I remember he was in Lord of the Flies, like that remake. I'm like, Balthazar Getty? What is this name? Heir to the
family.
Getty fortune.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking Getty.
Balthazar. Now he makes EDM. I'm not surprised.
Does he?
Oh God. I also, when this movie started, I said, "Is this U-turn?" I don't know why.
I did
I'm
think that too. Yeah. Is this U-turn?
Yeah, I don't know, like road, middle of nowhere. Yeah, maybe that's what that was. But Balthazar Getty is terrible in this movie.
He's horrible.
I mean, we got real actors in this movie. Robert Loggia's doing his thing, man. I mean,
Get a boner.
Fucking.
Robert Loggia's doing full Loggia here. Never fucking tailgate. I mean, he's like full out of $1 million movie Loggia. Like,
It was
over the top.
Yep.
Way over the top.
I loved it though.
You don't even,
Go bigger, but I fucking loved it. I'll take 24/7 Loggia on fire all the time. I love that shit. It's funny.
I'm really glad you're doing okay, Mike. I'm glad you're doing okay. I'm really glad that you're doing okay. I'm glad you're doing okay. I'm just glad that you're okay. Really glad.
Can I
that
say
you're
again
okay.
one more time? Yes. I think this is a reasonable response to tailgating. Correct? Yes, it is. But what the fuck's going on in this movie? Okay, so you guys tell me what's going on because I don't know what's going on. So is it Robert Blake's the devil and like he can alternate worlds, his dimensions? Is that what's happening? Or like he can make people change form? I just want to know if there's other things about it that I didn't get because I didn't. I just assumed that Pullman became Getty.
I think we can only be theory based in our narrative assumptions about this movie, and I think there's a general point of disassociation after a traumatic event. I think Fred actually killed his wife, and he's trying to cope with the fact that he is a murderer, and he says it like, "Did I kill her? Like, am I a killer?" There's something about disassociation here and creating like a fugue state of cope when it comes to being in this murder. But then you get this narrative that tries to set itself up like a story, but it's like, well, it can't be a story if it's your consciousness.
Right. I read that fugue state explanation too, and like that's bullshit. That's someone trying to make sense of it. I've got my theory about what's going on here.
Okay.
Lynch has got two incredibly cliched narratives that he decides to weave together with this dude, and which is the most interesting thing happening in the movie. And he's got two halves of a story, and he's got two characters he doesn't know what to do with, so he just makes one turn into the other and then turn back in the hopes that the audience will be so mystified and try and explain what happened that they'll ignore the fact that this is an incredibly well-trod path that we're walking down. I've seen both of these movies many, many times.
Good job, Travis. That's great. I also had two notes about fucking in this movie. One is the first one's deadpan fucking. Early on, a lot of deadpan fucking.
No,
like,
yeah,
it's not enjoyable.
Between Bill Pullman and Rosette or Patricia Arquette is like the worst sex I've seen on film. It looks
well, it's supposed
awful.
to be. She's like, pats him on the back, says it's okay.
Extended shot of the hand, yeah.
Well, that's why we get terror sex. We get terror sex because he can't perform in bed, but he can on stage. You know.
And then I said weird fucking. So there was deadpan fucking, and then there was weird fucking. So that's all.
It's a lot of fucking.
Early 90s MTV music video fucking at the end with like the dumb headlights and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's stop what we're doing and fuck in the dirt.
Oh, but I couldn't believe that they got nude in the sand. What the fuck?
We're waiting for this guy. Well, what should we do? Let's fuck in the dirt.
And then like I mean, they try to set up this femme fatale, and then her big line is like, "You'll never have me." I'm half expecting them to get up and be like, "I fucked you like 100 times. What are you talking about?"
We watched you on repeat on that movie screen through that whole extended set piece. Also, cool way to die. That guy blasted his forehead through the corner of the table.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That's a good moment. That's a good moment. Well, good effects. I think my favorite note that I made while making this movie, or while watching this movie, let me see if I can find it. Patricia Arquette disrobes again, this time at gunpoint.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. They did it. I didn't think that was going to happen there, but it did happen.
Again. I mean, because half the movie she's disrobing, and sometimes there's a gun involved. That's pretty much this movie.
Blown away. Yep. Also, Gary Busey's in this movie. We haven't even mentioned that. And he wasn't. Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Like he's nothing He's a very calm, typical, almost like boring father. Is weird. That's weird.
Gary Busey in a David Lynch movie, and yet his character's super boring. And not
I know.
Did Giovanni Ribisi's stuff end up on the cutting room floor? He just wanders into the scene, into the movie, and just wanders back out.
It's just like Henry Rollins. You get, there's Henry Rollins. Okay, see ya. He's gone.
He was awful. His mugging, he was awful. He was awful.
Yeah, I know. He's never been a good actor. Even in Heat, he doesn't really pull it up.
You really want to deal with these guys?
Good call. Nice call, Eric. Well, you didn't love that joke between the two guards? Like, which wife killer?
Robert Blake.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Robert Blake. I mean, this is David Lynch. I mean, he starts out with you could look at Eraserhead and be like, well, this makes no sense, so this movie's a piece of shit. No, I mean, it's a piece of art. So when I watch Lost Highway, like, I can make fun of it till the cows come home, but I do appreciate this film for being something different. I mean, it sets a weird mood. I think it's an interesting watch for me. I'm not ready to sum myself up just yet. I just think there's something interesting going on here. Narratively, I think he shoots himself in the foot because, yeah, his head is so far up his own ass that he'd rather make no sense than even attempt to make a little bit of sense. You could have that same story with the mechanic and the hitman's wife if you just, I don't know, decide to maybe have this be him as a younger man, and maybe this is his first experience with someone that he can't trust, and this is why he inevitably kills Renee, because this has happened to him before. He's been fucked over by a woman, so it can explain this murder. But instead, it's just like, all right, now let's do this for a while until I want to end the movie.
He's just got a series of premises. It's like, and sometimes they're really good. Like, oh, you're at a party, and this guy walks up to you and he hands you a phone and says, call your house, I'm at your house. Okay, what's it mean? I don't know, but it's cool. Right? Yeah. And it's like, I got this other thing going on, but it never leads anywhere. It's just a bunch of these half-baked ideas.
All these tapes show up, and you're in them, and then that's it.
That's it. There's no and there is no explanation. He gets to just be like, oh, well, it's ambiguous. It's up to the viewer. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know that the opening scene apparently really happened to David Lynch? Hey, some guy was on the other end of an intercom and he said Dick Laurent is dead.
Oh, okay. Really? That's true?
Wow. Yeah, supposedly. Congratulations. I think maybe this will sound like a immature or less informed David Lynch. Certainly not an aficionado, but he almost, I kind of feel like I've seen Mulholland Drive more than once, and I've seen his movies to a fairly, I think, assess that I think he starts to just play into tropes about his style, and he doesn't get out of that. And to me, this is just like, yeah, this is David Lynch. This is what he does. I mean, wouldn't it blow everybody's mind if David Lynch came out with like an action blockbuster? Like, holy shit, how did that happen? You know, I don't want him to do that.
Right. The Straight Story was not an action blockbuster, but you've seen that, right?
No, I have not seen Straight Story. That's true.
The Straight Story is literally a straight story. It's in every sense. It's a true story based on a guy whose name was, I believe, Richard Straight, and then there was the fact that this movie looks like nothing else he's ever done. It's just a straightforward film. So he's capable of doing it.
It's rated G.
It's rated.
We made it in 1999 after Lost Highway. It's rated G.
It's a sweet film. Yeah, it's a nice little movie.
I don't have.
And the Elephant Man. Yeah, the Elephant Man is a straight narrative too. But yeah, I mean, he's a avant-garde filmmaker. He's an art filmmaker. This is like watching like an Andy Warhol movie and be like, this makes no fucking sense. This is nonsense, trash.
My point is that there are other artists that do similar things that sometimes make trash, sure, but generally, like, I'm thinking of Aronofsky, for instance. Aronofsky can set a mood, and there can be these things that are baffling, and maybe not everything gets resolved, but it still works.
Yeah, I don't need cookie cutter fed to me spoon by spoon. I don't need that. This movie just has those, pauses and sexy women and like things that aren't clear, symbolism, I'm down with that. I'm all for that stuff. And I'm not giving away my hand here yet necessarily. I just watched the film and tried to say, am I entertained here right now? And well, when Robert Blake shows up on screen, I was entertained, especially the first time he shows up and he can talk on the phone while he's standing in front of him. That was incredible. What a cool party gag. And Robert Loggia made me laugh, and he's hilarious. And I was generally entertained at a lot of stuff, and I didn't need to understand it all. So I just want that to be clear.
That is, let's wrap this up. I don't really have anything that much more to say to you.
Let me check my notes, but I think I'm about done.
I have nothing to say to you.
I mean, I would have liked more Richard Pryor. If you're gonna bring him into the movie, it really felt like, hey, I've got access to Richard Pryor.
Exactly.
So please do this and just kind of show up, and it serves no function. It's just pure. Because at least Marilyn Manson's character is as limited as it is serving a function in the film. Richard Pryor just kind of shows up.
Well, he was also starting to get more sick around this time, so I don't know. Like, you could tell.
Yeah, he's not looking well.
The MS, right? MS.
I think it was MS that took him. Yeah.
Yep. It was. He was starting to get worse, but I'm not saying that's what happened here. Who knows? I mean, who knows how long this movie originally was and how much got cut out and what didn't? I mean, you could have took this movie in so many different directions where it would have been at least feasible because of the structure of the film. It's just, whee!
Well, Eric,
I brought it to the table to see what the hype was about, because I have a complicated relationship with David Lynch because I don't like Eraserhead at all. I don't like Blue Velvet at all, but I love Mulholland Drive, and I love The Elephant Man. So it's like it was one of these where I'm like, am I gonna like this, or am I gonna be like, this fucking surreal nonsense? Get your head out of your ass. And I never saw Twin Peaks either, so I'm not like, I had no preconceived notions going in. I was just like, is this gonna entertain me? And at the end of the day, man, I watched this, at like 9 o'clock at night, and I did kind of settle into the weird mood of it, and I ended up liking it quite a bit. Not because I understood it, I had no fucking clue what was going on, but I just thought the guy was doing something different that was interesting. Like, if this was on like in the background while I was like at a bar or something on the TV beside me, I'd be just transfixed by it because the visuals are so interesting and cool. But yeah, I'd say it holds up just because it was something different, and you don't get a lot of something different. So I don't know. I kind of dug it. Thought it held up.
Okay, I'll go next, Travis. Did you know Bill Pullman really played the sax in that scene, and he did not know how to play the sax when he signed on to the role.
That really is true. Did you look it up?
Yes.
Well, that's exactly what it fucking sounds like.
Yeah,
I know.
Somebody that just picked up a sax for the first time started blowing into it.
That's what they think jazz sounds like. Jesus fucking Christ.
David Lynch should know better than that. What the fuck?
So you just blow into these and then push these buttons. All right, action.
It reminds me of Fred from Vegas in that sense. Like,
it's like the mumbles of sex.
It just explodes with chaos. Also, this was Pryor's final film role. It was. This is his last one, unfortunately. But yeah, people in this I know. I definitely I like to see beautiful women, so I mean, I was entertained. Patricia Arquette's character, I was baffled by, though. I didn't know what, not just the motivations, but if even she knew what the purpose was from her director, or if he's just like, just do all this stuff and just don't worry about what it is. So I kind of got that vibe from it, but she definitely could play a cool, sultry, sexy femme fatale. Good for her. Dick Laurent. Always remember Dick Laurent. Never forget. And that's pretty much it. I did watch the whole thing, and I didn't hate it, but certainly not for me. Didn't love it. Not excited to watch it again. Does not hold up.
I think that Patricia Arquette is someone that really needs the right director, because I think that without the right director, she can turn in some pretty subpar work. And this, to me, she's not very convincing in it, and I could give a shit that she's naked in it because porn exists. I am not entertained by watching her be naked and fuck people at all, because that's not what I go to movies for. I could give a shit. I'm just like, what is the motivation here? What is happening? A lot of this really made me think of when I was in film school. This guy got the directing job for our like final project, and he had his own script. It was called Bavaria, and it meant nothing. It was literally based on his dreams. It had no fucking plot. There was guns involved. There was a femme fatale, and it was all just shot like on sound stages, and it looked a whole fucking bunch like Lost Highway, and felt a whole bunch like Lost Highway. I looked over all the other 182 movies that we've watched and tried to figure out what is there a movie I hated more than this?
Oh no.
And no, there's not. I would watch Margot at the Wedding twice in a row before I would ever watch this movie again. I fucking hated Lost Highway with a burning passion.
Oh,
fuck that
man.
movie. Fuck it. Doesn't hold up.
Yes, that's wow.
Jesus.
Just for that final analysis, it was worth it. Well done, Travis. Very good. Okay. There it is. Lost Highway, 1997 David Lynch film. Let us know what you thought. SlipNightPod@gmail.com. Next week, is it me?
It is you, sir.
That's what I thought. I have been here before, and I'll be here again, hopefully. It's a pleasure to be a part of this show. And
vamping.
yeah, here we go.
Didn't pick it out before the episode started.
Mortality talk.
Yep, we're all going to die someday. Here we go.
I thought that we would do a movie that was pretty popular. It's definitely a popular film. And it's right at the turn of the century, from 1999 to the year 2000. So I don't think we've even done him yet, but it's time. We're doing Guy Ritchie. We're doing Snatch next week.
Snatch.
Remember Snatch?
Yeah.
Snatch.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
That fucking poster
Snatch.
everywhere of
That
like all
poster.
those guys lined up. Yeah.
I think
That
that
poster.
that makes sense for this show.
Yeah, it does.
I think it really does.
It really
Okay,
does.
cool. Yay! See? I did it. All right.
You did it.
All right, we're
can
going to
retire.
bed now because we're old men. Thanks so much.
Bedtime.
Travis, Eric, myself. Good night.